All right. Well, on that note, why don't we move on to sort of the other heavy topic for this week, which is, of course, honey. So, first of all, big shout out to Megaleg for the work that was done reporting on what Honey and parent company PayPal has been up to with respect to.
No, this isn't a Linus controversy. Contrary to what the Redditor seems to think is happening, this was not a takedown of Linus in any way. It was just showcasing that no one knew this was going on except for Linus's team. So the point Megalag made in a very brief section was that Linus, he probably should have just said something if they knew that it was a scam. It would have just been really helpful if they did. That's all it said. That's all it said. It's not even a Linus controversy.
Professional podcast, video podcast, whatever this thing is. Thank you for that, Luke.
Yeah.
Since when are you the comic relief? Your job is to laugh at the comic relief. You're the laugh track.
Untimely alarms. I think that's my only standard alarm for this week that I didn't pause for the week because I was out.
Right, and
that's my leave for WAN show alarm.
And then WAN show was early because I have a flight to catch. Yeah. Brilliant.
Oh, holy shit, Puppet! Thank you for that.
Yeah,
appreciate the generosity.
Massive shout out to Megaleg for the work that he put into digging into what exactly Honey's been doing. So I've got a few things to kind of discuss. First of all, the only point from Megaleg's video that we were aware of 3 years ago when we halted our Honey sponsorship was the affiliate code ripping. We heard about that from some tweets, like this one from Barnacles. We also saw it covered on our own forum. There we go. So there was that was not really news, that part of it. But obviously, as creators, we saw that and we were like, hey, that's not really cool.
Yeah.
But we didn't really think that, other than any creator friends, that it was something that impacted the general consumer. So it wasn't something that really merited a full video or anything like that.
That's not even what the thing was, though. It was just making a mention of why you dropped them, because it would have just been helpful to do so. Megalag wasn't saying Linus should have made an entire dedicated video exposing Honey and the affiliate link ripping. It was just like, hey, you guys dropped them for this really shady, scummy thing they're doing. It would have been helpful to everyone else in the space, the audience and other creators in the space, if you said, this is why we're dropping them. This is just unacceptable. Yeah, that's all there. It wasn't a huge critique. Or a huge demand.
Okay, thanks, Dan. Were you live for that? They heard you or no? Oh, okay. Dan said, yeah, he's done and the goal is done. But guys, please, I'm sure that the goal is really helpful, but I'm sure that any little bits could help.
Yeah, I don't think GoFundMe looks like it's real time. So we'll have to wait a sec for that to come through. But
okay. Thanks, Dan. Okay. Anyway, affiliate code ripping, bad. Affects creators, doesn't affect the end user. We were not the only ones who knew about the scam, though. Here's a video
really
from 2020. I actually didn't watch this one. But I don't know. The whole thing for me with this is that Megaleg did reach out.
God damn it. Oh my god, it's blocked by this. How many views does it have? Was that a popular video? Also, it doesn't have a good like to dislike ratio. It has 26K. Wouldn't really call that common knowledge. They're stealing your entire identity and personal trends for a few coupons.
Didn't watch this one. But I don't know. The whole thing for me with this is that Mega Leg did
The video wasn't that good, so it didn't blow up. It got most of the views after the Mega Lag video. Oh, with people going back and looking if people had talked about it before. I guess that makes sense.
reach out to us for comment, and my general position on it was, yeah, we dropped these guys 3 years ago. This all came out, like the affiliate ripping stuff, everything we knew about came out years ago. I'm very interested to see the video on all of the other stuff. I don't really know what exactly it has to do with us. I am a little confused still as to what exactly it has to do with us. Anyway, back when we dropped Honey, we had a call with their executive team. It was clear that they had no intention intention to revise their business model away from the affiliate code ripping. So we decided to end our sponsorship agreement with them. If we'd known about any of the more end-user centric issues discussed in Megaleg's video, such as purposely not giving users the best deal possible because of behind-the-scenes partnerships with companies, we very probably would have raised more alarm bells, but we had no reason at that time to believe that Honey was anything other than what it claimed to be, which was a coupon finding service that took an affiliate cut. Many in the industry stopped working with Honey without an LTT video being made. So I think that one characterization of this whole situation that
we were the only ones that knew and didn't tell anyone.
We knew and didn't tell anybody is bizarre.
We were publicly informed by other people and then acted on it.
I mean, a tweet with 9 likes that you happen to have seen and 1 forum post isn't exactly the most overwhelming amount of people coming out and telling you. And again, the reason there wasn't a ton of more Honey pushes back then is Honey themselves stopped their marketing spin to creators for a little while. They halted it. It wasn't people being privy to this scam. So I don't... Maybe in their close space, maybe some of their friends also heard about it. I guess that's possible. I don't know.
Also, we publicly posted on our forum that we dropped them and gave the reason for it.
We've also never really been, like, people have tried to draw parallels between this and Eufy, but Eufy's a tech company. Well, that had huge end user problems.
Yes.
Like this
no, it's not. Again, the demand isn't that they had an obligation to tell people. It's just, hey, it would have been nice. It would have been helpful. He said that the reason they didn't is because it wasn't affecting the end user. It did what it said it did. Except you dropped them because it also did something that it didn't tell anyone it was doing with the affiliate code ripping. So, like, why not just say it? It would have been helpful. That is what this whole drama is with Linus. And it's, like, he didn't even do anything wrong. It was just saying, like, hey, it would have been nice if you guys had done that. And to me, that's, like, a really easy thing to just come out and be like, yeah, looking back on it, we thought it was more common knowledge than it clearly was, so we should have said something. Like, that would have been, like, a really easy path, and maybe he does take it. I just started the segment. This Reddit post is already way off with their summation of what Linus is even saying on the show so far. So this Reddit post is just fucking baloney. Thanks a membership, Demos. And Puppet. Thank you again, Xander.
That's something that we do. That is something that we have done always.
And Eufy had major implications, like, immediately right now for user privacy.
Yeah.
Whereas Honey, it's in some ways it's like more insidious, but in other ways it's less immediately damaging than, like, hey, an unencrypted feed of, like, every camera that our company has sold. Like, there's bad, and then there's, like, really, 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 really bad.
And also in our realm.
As for Karma, why we took a sponsorship from Karma, they assured us that they didn't do any link yoinking, which when we tested it seemed to be true. We only worked with them once. We did 4 sponsor spots on 3 videos, and then
I guess
didn't work with them anymore.
Then.
As for the landing page that uses our likeness to promote Honey, we no longer have any direct contacts that are working there, but we're working to have the page removed. Hopefully we can. Speaking of Eufy, Anchor still uses our likeness. And with these really large and in some cases overseas companies, it can be very difficult to get stuff like that fixed. Ike's Orange says, Linus, people think that because the video sort of implies that only you knew, so people are misinterpreting that. I mean, I don't think it sort of implies. I think our prominent featuring in the video leads people there. I don't really understand that. I don't really get the emphasis on us, to be honest with you.
It's not really an emphasis. It's just in his multi-year investigation, you were the only channel that worked with Honey in a sizable way that knew and dropped them because of it. It's not a big piece. I feel like it's just making a mountain out of a molehill now. Again, it was like the softest critique ever was, would have just been nice to say it. It's really, like, it's just not that big of a deal. He is literally the smallest component of the investigation. I appreciate it again, Xander. You've been super sweet, man. To be fair, Megalag did mention him a few times. I can understand how it feels like an attack. I guess, but Megalag never puts it as an attack. He's just talking about how insidious is not the right word, how sneaky the mechanism for the scam was. That so many people, so many hundreds of creators had worked with Honey and never knew, except for Linus. That's not an attack on Linus. That's just saying, in his multi-year investigation, he's the only company that he found that knew. So it gets mentioned a couple of times when going over just how hard this was for people to learn. I don't think it was like a harsh takedown of Linus or anything like that, or making any like malicious like insinuations for Linus or the company or anything. It was just saying like, little disappointing that he wasn't vocal about the reason they dropped it. It would have just been helpful. That's all. Thanks, membership, Legendarian Alley. Like, even just like a tweet or something. Something like super small. A community post, a comment under a video. Like, hey, you guys might have noticed we stopped working with Honey. We saw they were doing something really fishy with affiliate links. We didn't like it. It wasn't, again, it's like such a small... criticism, not even the right word. It's really not even a criticism. It was just saying like, I wish you would have just said something small about it. He said he made the forum post 3 years later in 2022 on the forums. One of the people on the team did. Hey, hope you had a great holiday, Puppet. It's also an industry standard to not shit talk your drop sponsors. Well, it's not even shit talk. It's just explaining like why you don't work with them anymore. For example, a long time ago, I worked with Robinhood, and then after they refused to let people cash out like their big earnings during like that crypto bull rush where it really seemed super shady, I didn't work with them anymore because I thought that was highly suspicious. It's not illegal to say that. It's also not taboo to say, like, why you stop working with a sponsor. So, like, just something small is all they were saying. Holy shit, Puppy. You've been super sweet, man. I hope you've had a wonderful day. Jesus, brother. Holy. Maybe they were afraid. No, like this, I think they're being very honest here. They just didn't view it as that big of a deal or that unknown. It seems like they thought it was much more in the public consciousness than it actually was. I think they're being honest. I don't think that's a lie or anything. Goddamn. Thank you again, Xander. Appreciate the members, brother. No one is obligated to explain a business decision. Terminally online lobotomites not understanding the real world. You took quite a few buzzwords from the old Twitter space, eh? No one's talking about an obligation, man. This is not even drama. It was just the smallest mention that Linus's team knew. It would have been helpful if they had just said more about it. Like, just said anything about it. That's all. That's literally all. BetterHelp walked so Honey could run. Thanks, membership, Mick. Jesus Christ, thank you again, Puppet. God damn, man. Holy. I still need to watch The Wild Robot, I know. I will. I, of course, will be. And look, I will also be watching Look Back, yes. I will watch both. Jesus, thanks, Xander. My guess is that people who watch Megalag may be attacking Linus, which is why I'd be responding like it's a direct takedown of them. That's possible. I mean, I closed the chat here, so I guess that could be it. Maybe. That's just not the actual point the video makes. That'd be some weirdos that are really misunderstanding the whole thing. Thanks, Subaquatic. I did see Cybreed's back.
I'm built differently. I'm built